call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Alabama's offense will get the ball first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off the defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave up 4 sacks a week ago. Now you're already getting your quarterback hit. They've got to protect their dude. They got to give him more time so he can make plays down the field. Protection is the biggest issue for this offense.
The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. So Clemson's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. Guys, if you listen closely, I think the jawing going already between this quarterback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David, and it's going to be happening out on an island all game long. The receiver's got speed. He's got...
Turning it on! Past the 20. Touchdown, Clemson! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't.
I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. He can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners, and he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Out of the gun, the inside give. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Now the play fake. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
And the wide receivers have to understand what part of the field they're on. I got to make sure I have enough space when I run those out routes that when I break, I can catch the football and try to get upfield, get a few more.
And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that money.
They kick it away on 4th down. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He's got it down the middle. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Making side adjustments here. Trying play action. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab and makes throw. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Takes the handoff. It's Moses. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down.
And so many things have to come together perfectly for a screen to work for big yardage. And they were close. You could tell that almost busted, but they just got wrapped up, got a little bit of yardage, but they really wanted that one to be a big game.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. Hauls it in, looking for space. Bottled him up, not a whole lot of room to run on that return, and that's how this period will come to an end. We've reached the break. Clemson has the lead. And that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Caught over the middle. It's landed. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Clemson has just been fever position. More scheme or more talent? I'd argue it's both, David.
Yeah, I argue more talent over the years, just dudes on the outside that win. And you know what? I think Clemson, as much as anybody in the country, has always featured those guys. And you want to play one-on-one with those guys, or you want to give them a cushion like they'll throw it right now. And they've always believed in those guys out wide. And you know what? They usually come through for them.
And the Tigers with the 1st and 10. Give to the running back. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Power football with the run. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The Tigers pounded the rock to move. Touchdown, Clemson! Quick strike through the air for the score. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Boise State looked like a bunch of world beaters. I think a lot of people forget just how much this program dominated the WAC and Mountain West conferences, and they're a problem again. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Touchdown, Tigers! What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to it. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Touchdown, Tiger. The defense does the work itself with a pick 6.
And how about that play by this defense? Reading the running back, coming out of the backfield, breaking on the football, making the pick, and then walking himself into the end zone for a touchdown.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bringing it out. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown 1 in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
A lot of times when you think about speed back, speed, you think on the edge. You don't think in between the tackles. You don't think about breaking tackles. They try to break your ankles. The problem is when you're trying to run there as fast as you possibly can, a lot of times you don't get to put a good hit on him. And in turn, you see he breaks tackles and makes big plays.
Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. Holds it in and looking upfield. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. Fires to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Second down coming up. Quarterback making checks. The play action fake. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Clemson.
And that's exactly why you do play action. You freeze linebackers, you freeze safeties, you open up spots on the field and take big shots. The offense capitalizes and gets the big touchdown.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back looking for help. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. There he goes. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Alabama quickly back to the line. Going to swing it on second down. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Here's the shuffle pass. It's complete. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. Looking downfield on first down. He lofts one down the sideline. Hits him inside the 20, still going. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. The old saying is pick your poison. Both of them are lethal when you deal with this guy. He fits that Clemson quarterback mold.
That's what stinks. So, yeah, I got to come up and worry about his legs and make sure I bring a safety down. To be aggressive in stopping this Clemson running attack, and then he throws it over my head. So tough to defend when you get all the speed, the running game going, the tempo, and then a quarterback that can run and throw. Good luck.
And he tacks on the extra point. He'll start the return inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Here comes that Alabama offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity.
Breaks into the open. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. To the air on first down. Makes the catch. It's Stevens. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with second and short. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Zings it complete to the right. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. To the ground to try to move the chains. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 4. They'll immediately call timeout. And in the closing moments of the first half, they'll try to put a 3 spot on the board. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. This kick would be hard enough straight on. 57 yards. He's also on the left hash. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. 57 yards out, and he powers it through the uprights. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Death Valley. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. And with that, let's send it back to our guys high above Howard's Rock.
Just about set to get this second half underway. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. They'll open the second half with a run. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Off the play fake. Oh, they're after him. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Ball down, but he has enough to move the chains. Clemson jumps to the line.
And that's a nice third down conversion for this.
Fires one high and deep. Grabs it inside the 15. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Clemson.
And I think in the pre-snap, I think both of these guys will know we can. This thing way down the field. I'm going to go run under and make a big play for him.
Yeah, and when I'm the receiver, I'm like, I'm open, right? I'm going straight down the field, throw me the football. I got the speed. I can beat this guy. You can tell they've done that so much in practice. They knew it was second.
Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time, he just tried to force it into a tiny window, ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Oh, he's got some space. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
Trying to get rid of it. And his first pass is incomplete. It's tough to come in and fire one early. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on looking deep down the right side. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down.
Well, it looked like the offense had a rhythm here early in the drive, getting a first down, but I don't know about that play call. Going deep on third down, low percentage throw, it falls incomplete, and all that momentum that was established early in the drive, that's gone away now if you have to punt.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Wants to go up top on first down. Got a man. It's Ambrose. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And here comes the offense on second down. On the run, it's Lanning. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Clemson is quick to the line. They'll run for it on third and short. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
That has got to feel good if you're this offense picking up that first down by running it, because we know the struggles they've had this season, particularly on...
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped. Deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking to fire. The short hands, it's Akers. At the 40, there he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points. It's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to go up top. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding his strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Gets the back moving. Looking downfield, it's Hester. Shoots it to the left. Wide open downfield. He's loose down the left side. He's at the and he eluded the defense and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bama!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback and wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. And even after that last score, still working with a great big cushion. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Turning it on. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. So now it's 2nd and long. Off play action. Rushes on him. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. And the missed connection on 3rd down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
How about that defense right and stopping him short on 4th down? The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied and the timeout is gone. Looking to throw, it's Hester. Punts it out of the air. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Used the play fake, now to throw. Unloads it downfield. Looking to get it in. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He'll do it himself. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option, and you've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Looking downfield on 1st down. With the catch, it's Ambrose. Still on his feet at the 45. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. Final stand of the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. On the run, still looking. Good hands in there by the defense. force the incompletion. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the incomplete pass on 3rd down, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's about.
Hold.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. And here comes the field goal unit. That is no good. Well, they missed the field goal. That's about the only thing that hasn't gone their way in this one.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Fires to the middle. He makes the catch. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Looking for a man. It's Hester. Right down the middle. Complete downfield. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And how about this defense taking care of business? Keeping that guy under 200 yards is a heck of a day. Their offense has obviously done their job too. And
here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the 4th quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. He splits the uprights. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Smart move to keep it on the ground. He has the 1st and still on his feet. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. Offense set on 1st down. To the air on 1st down. Lofts one high and deep. Makes the catch at the 20. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
He'll take a shot. And it's incomplete. He was looking to the end zone and trying to get 6. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Here's the handoff. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Clemson jumps to the line. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got his man on the right. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Second and goal for this offense. They'll move the wide receiver. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw again. Into the end zone. And it's a touchdown, but hold on just a second. We'll have to see what the flag's about. Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on, the defense declined, and the touchdown stands. And they'll try to tack on 2. He's looking to throw. He makes the grab in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. I don't think it would have killed them to kick it there. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. They'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive.
Offense will take over. First and 10.
He'll pull it on the read. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done. He'll keep it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this 3rd down. Gives it to the back on the draw. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They'll give it to the back. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation